It's exhausting. We have to do it, but it is exhausting to fact check this president.
This is Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon, the Worst Journalist of the Year. And as is always the case when spending time with the Cuomo family mailman son, he's exhausted.
It's something that I'm glad that there are news organizations or there are people who are devoted, that's their job, they're devoted to doing it because it is really exhausting.
Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon, Worst Journalist of the Year, is glad there are organizations devoted to checking facts because as CNN's own president and possible hippopotamus dominatrix Jeff Zucker for real stated, we are not investigators. Though those who fall under the mental health umbrella term not retarded might wonder why an ostensible news organization like CNN would openly admit they serve essentially the same function as one of those cones dogs have to wear on their head after getting their nuts cut off, we in the know have come to learn that when attempting to understand the paraplegic BDSM convention that is an on-screen exchange between Chris Cuomo and Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon, Worst Journalist of the Year, one needs to throw all logic and reason out the window and tap into that deep reptilian part of your brain that once considered a fruit roll-up a transcendental experience. Anyway, nobody wants to listen to two handicapped news beavers gnaw each other's toothpicks for 45 minutes about how hard it is being a millionaire, so we're just gonna bounce, not unlike a falling feminist, on over to the crux of today's video, which is still Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon, Worst Journalist of the Year, and Chris, if this neighborhood has small children then I need 240s and a Mustang stat Cuomo, only this time they are still real life, yup, just checking, defending the insane and infinite gropathon that is the day-to-day existence of former Vice President Joe Biden and the smelly dildo mitts where his hands are supposed to be.
It's interesting that Joe Biden is, and I give Meghan McCain credit for this because she opened my eyes to it as I was watching her the other day. She said, Joe Biden, by the way, she defends Joe Biden, says he's a nice man. Says that Joe Biden is an old school retail politician who likes to get out and, be among the people and touch people.
Yes, you are understanding this correctly. Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon, Worst Journalist of the Year, after convicting Brett Kavanaugh with no evidence, convicting a legal minor standing still in a baseball hat with no evidence, and convicting President Donald Trump with no evidence, chooses, of all the moral hills to die on, to stand up and defend the intergalactic Michael Phelps of felonious groping despite there finally being actual evidence. Which probably has something to do with...
And when you take away the ability, not that he should be in anybody's space, but if he's going to be the strong or the straight-arm politician, then he's no longer Joe Biden. You've taken away the characteristic that people like about him, that he's a man of the people, that he's caring, and that he wants to be among the folks.
Right.
Quick time out to appreciate the fact that not only did Worst Journalist of the Year, Don Lemon, Worst Journalist of the Year, just give his stamp of approval to sexually molesting children, but he actually further claimed that denying creepy Uncle Joe and all fingers passed to your 9-year-old daughter would rob the harmless old man of his literal identity.
Look, I hear what you're saying. I read it. I see it this way, okay? Joe Biden is not too old to change.
Right.
What he's doing, he does because he thinks it's effective and helps him to connect.
Connect.
If he is told or made aware or told directly that what you are doing is not doing that, it's doing the opposite of that, his instinct should tell him to stop. The only thing I didn't get out of that video was if somebody thinks that what you did was wrong, and if they took it negatively, apologize. If that wasn't your intention, just apologize. I know all the experts and big brains around you are telling you not to apologize. Show no weakness at what works for Trump. Doesn't matter what you accuse him of. He'll never admit a damn thing. Eventually, the media will go away. Eventually, they'll move on to something else. It's good advice. Look what happened down in Virginia.
Virginia.
I know the man. I know the man personally. I know him well. I know his family. They are all about integrity of service and how they are. Nobody's perfect.
We interrupt this impassioned defense of child abuse to enjoy CNN's top-rated personality responding to actual footage of child abuse with, well, nobody's perfect.
I think that if you were to apologize, I didn't mean it that way. If you took it that way, then I was wrong. I'm sorry. I've learned better going forward. Now I think it's complete.
Yeah, listen, the people who have accused him have said that non-sexual just made them uncomfortable.
Non-sexual.
If it comes out
But
that
that
there's
counts.
something else, then you change with the information that you have. But that does count.
Imagine the kind of person who would be annoyed by having to admit the way a child feels about being molested has actual worth.
He said similar in the first response. I'm not one that I don't really believe in boycotts. I don't really believe that everyone should be apologizing. I think sometimes you explain to people why you did something, and that is absolutely good enough. If it is something that is that egregious, I absolutely believe that you should apologize. But sometimes, I just don't like the apology tour for anybody. And I'm talking Democrat, Republican, whoever. I don't just explain why you did something.
The Democrats have created their own bar. I mean, they got rid of one of their own. They got rid of Franken. Gillibrand's running for president. She was at the head of that movement, and she's open about that. Well, then how is Biden different?
Listen, I understand what you're saying, but this is different. I said if someone comes forward and says that it was inappropriate, somehow touching, and that they felt it was sexual, that is a different story.
I agree.
Because the people, the people, I believe, most of the people they set the bar on, there were accusations of actual assault and possible sexual assault and abuse.
Yes.
That is a whole different thing, and we 100%. Cannot keep categorizing these things the same way. No one should be in anyone's personal space. No one should be touching anybody inappropriately. But it is real, what's her name? Alice Stewart said there's a difference between going 5 miles over the speed limit and 50 miles over the speed limit. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll get beat up for this, but what makes Wednesday any different? This is what the media does, man. It loves people up and it tears them down. Joe Biden should run. We love Joe, Uncle Joe. And then as soon as he's a step away from deciding to run, bam, here it comes. Yeah. And it's like that for everybody. Beto O'Rourke, he's the man. He's the white Obama. Here he comes.
CNN.
First of all, and then what happens? He gets out there a little bit. Now they want something new.
Right.
He raised money, but not as much as they thought he would.
Why is he standing on the bar? Yeah.
Now it's Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete, hooray. Yeah. Look, good for all of them. Ride the ride, but know that the hill has two sides.
Yeah.
That's it for today. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to see more of it, consider supporting this channel through patronage, one-time donations, or by purchasing a shirt or song, all of which can be done at johnwardcinematics.com. Reminder that the Post Your Merch contest is running through the end of April. One randomly selected winner will get a free 3x5-foot custom-made double-sided Harambe retro logo flag. Details on how to win are on the website and linked in the video description. Thank you for watching. I'm John Ward, and until next time, remember, you're a world champion. Don't let your memes be dreams. 1, 2, 3, look at me, I'm so pretty, baby, come with me. Each knee, each knee, each. 1, 2, 3, look at me, I'm so pretty, baby, come with me. I love it when we come together. Hey, baby, do you like my lady? Slaves are made of myself, I trained them since babies to obey me. You're blessing, okay, maybe I may have made a mass scraper of a million babies, but haven't you seen no fake? Whoops, I mean latest news. I'm the greatest thing to give the gift of my haters for acres to kiss. Frankly, wish they wouldn't have saved the flavor so blatantly. 1, 2, 3, look at me, I'm so pretty.